Kristi, let's talk about your paper a little bit. The first thing that I notice here is that you put an in-text citation in the middle of a sentence here, and then you have the same thing down here. Since you're using the same source, you wouldn't need it here. And is all of this a quote? This just needs a little bit of change here. Because you just put those three words in a quote. So that one's just a little bit off. I also would change this sentence. You put along with, and in the quote, I don't think you need that along with. I don't think you need that in that sentence. Just grammatically speaking, the along with throws the structure of that sentence off. And I know we talked about your thesis a lot, and I still think it needs revision, because you say if stricter restrictions are not put into place, think of all the pollution. The tone of that is just not really academically sound, and it's using implied second person. You think of all the pollution, and you're not supposed to be writing in third person. And then, so that's think of all the pollution. And A, that's just a little bit vague and tone wise issues. And then contamination is also a risk of fracking in the soil and in the water supplies. And so that could be simplified. And then the last one that is good, lastly, fracking also causes alarming health risks. I still think that this would have been better had you put it in one sentence. There should be stricter regulations on fracking. The regulations would help with pollution, contamination, and the health risks it poses to to the people. So I think you're overthinking the thesis a little bit, and for this one, I think a simpler would have been better. You have right here this. You put pollution, so that should be your A. But I'm not seeing much about pollution. You have a whole paragraph devoted to one long example, and you don't cite it anywhere. You give the name here, but it's not cited anywhere. So I'm not quite sure who that is, where that came from. And when you use an example, you don't want it to overtake your entire paragraph, and that's what has happened here. This does not prove the pollution. Your next one, you do have it in good organization. The effects it has on the environment. Right here, the UOP would come after this. You always put the name of it first and the abbreviation after in parentheses. It's not clear what this is right here. This is good. Let me read this. You wouldn't need a comma right here. That's minor. I would actually put a semicolon here so you don't have such a long and wordy sentence. Again, right here, ever been out on location and wonder what that rotten slip smell is? One, it's implied second person, and so it changes the tone, more conversation, not really academic research paper like. So be careful with that. Good, right here, you have used this source correctly. Right here, good. He also stated, I'm guessing, is this a personal interview? I'm a little unclear here. If he also stated something, you would need to put it in parentheses. If it's an interview, put his last name again. Every time you use an in-text citation, no matter how you word the sentence, you still have to put something in parentheses. Let's go down to your works cited page. You don't have the hanging indent. That's really important that you do. It makes it easier to follow. The personal interview one is correct. That's good. You would need the date you accessed it. So this is close. There are just a few discrepancies. Make sure that you're following that step by step against the resources that are posted or in the Alperty website. So I hope this helps, and if you have questions, then please let me know.